To all our viewers around the world, join us as we bring you the latest happenings in MMM global community. I'm Mark, and this is MNC. Our events roundup this week visits Turkey, East Africa, and the Philippines. While in our MMM Gives Back, we will hear stories from Peru, South Africa, and Zimbabwe. Next, our feature story takes a look at how MMM Colombia is developing new generations of leaders. And in his Just an Opinion segment, Guider Emil asks, should you go full-time in MMM? Our first featured event, 4 Events Roundup, happened May 26 of this year in Denizli, an industrial city in the southwestern part of Turkey. It was the first time MMM was being formally introduced in that area, and 30 people came to attend. Organized by Guider Halil, he also took care of explaining to his audience what MMM is and how it works. After his presentation, a few have decided to register and make their donation to the MMM community. Our next 2 events are from MMM East Africa, happening both in the month of May of this year. On May 21st, Guider Tichafara Chitanha held a presentation at the NMB Legal Chambers in Harare, the capital and most populous city of Zimbabwe. He started with sharing his experiences in doing MMM and also his testimony on how it has brought improvement into his life. Then he next explained to his attentive audience different topics about MMM and how it can help change their lives if they join the community. Then he next explained to his attentive audience different topics about MMM and how it can change their lives if they join the community. He also mentioned that MMM connects people who are both willing to help each other, and he put emphasis on the importance of donating only their spare money. A week after, Guider Tichafara Chitanha had another offline event on May 28 in Harare, but this time at Alexander House. He used the same flow and topics he had the previous week. He emphasized to his attendees that MMM can help alleviate poverty, but they must employ the Zimbabwean concept of walala wasala, which means there is no time to think but act. After the formal presentation, Guider Tichafara engaged his audience with a question and answer portion. He took it as an opportunity to clear all doubts and rumors that MMM is closing down. Guider Tichafara also expressed gratitude to MMM for sponsoring activities like this because for him, people are still curious and still want to test the waters to see if it really works. On the same day, Guider Tichafara had his talk in Zimbabwe last May 28. A team of guiders from another country also organized an offline event. Guider Edward Manaot and other guiders of MMM Philippines had 47 people in attendance from the town of Bogalion in Pangasinan. The event started at around 1 p.m. with sharing of God's Word. Next was short introduction about MMM and the community. Then a deeper explanation of the MMM ideology, the system, and Bitcoin technology followed. The guests were most curious about Bitcoin and its use in the community. So Guider Edward gave a demonstration on how to use Bitcoin in providing help in MMM. They were amazed on how fast help was sent using this kind of technology, and how MMM has used it to connect people wanting to help each other. While sharing snacks, 12 people also finished their registration to MMM, and all were given short demo on how to provide and get help transactions. Guider Edward said that he and his team plan to hold similar big events in the future. This week's first MMM Gives Back story is a heartwarming charity event that happened in Santa Teresa of Jesus Jornet. It is an asylum in Peru managed by the Catholic Congregation of Little Sisters of the Abandoned Elderly and has 80 old people under its care who mostly do not have insurances. During the event, the elderlies receive winter clothes, blankets, diapers, and different brands of medicine from MMM Peru guiders. The Mother Superior expressed her thanks on behalf of the beneficiaries for the gifts they received from the MMM Peru community. From Peru, we now go to Republic of South Africa as the Braamfontein Methodist House in Johannesburg was again visited by MMM RSA guiders. The Braamfontein Methodist House helps homeless people by cooking food for them, providing them clothes and also medical help. Last July 15, guiders Beatrice and Jessa team up to visit the shelter and meet with one of its coordinators to hand over cooking oil, rice, tomatoes, onions, and dishwashing liquids from the MMM community. Guider Beatrice also made a short talk about what MMM is to the coordinators present that day. From RSA, we move a little farther up the African continent to Zimbabwe, where 10 days ago, July 23, MMM community members joined together for a cleanup drive at the Igodini Kombi Rank in Bulawayo, the second largest city in Zimbabwe. MMM participants cleaned the city streets for the whole day with the combined efforts of guiders Rejoice Ndlovu, Madiwa Mapongwana, Mavolecho Ndlovu, Simos Nkosi Ndlovu, Lucia Mapala, Situkail Ndlovu, Limukani Duve, Terence Majaya, Arthur Machegwa, and Simangleso Firi. Also present in the event were Bulawayo City Council Representative Mr. M. Love and several Zimbabwe Republic police officers who made sure all was done peacefully. Our feature story this week comes from MMM Colombia. For the past months, the community in MMM Colombia has shown great results, and guiders are convinced that education will be a key factor to sustain their gains. Armed with this insight, MMM Colombia has launched the offline guider school to open doors for people who wanted to learn more about MMM and become leaders of the community but do not have internet access to join the online schooling. The first school had 40 attendees and their second batch boasted of more than 100 enrollees. The second schooling happened in Medellin City, Colombia, with students coming from different corners of the country. These amazing results came through the efforts of the dedicated tandem of husband and wife, guiders Nestor Velaño and Ana Maria Arcilia. Both are mentors and leaders of high quality who love to share their knowledge and experience about the MMM community. Through their combined efforts, they aim to increase the quantity of professional guiders who would contribute to the development of the MMM Colombia community.
Hi everyone! Today is a very exciting day for me because I am here again to share my opinion about different topics circulating in MMM community. My name is Emil and this is Just My Opinion. For today's topic, we will cover two important questions that is frequently asked by our participants in the MMM community. These two questions are, number one, should you go full-time with MMM? And number two, do you really need to enroll in a guider school? I decided to cover up these two topics in my segment simply because most newbies I met in MMM ask me these questions. It might seem that it doesn't really matter, but for me, answering these two questions will greatly impact the development of the MMM community. First is, should you go full-time with MMM? For me, going full-time is great, but it's not about how much time you will spend. It will depend mostly on the efforts you do and the activities you have each day. For me, it is much better if you do it part-time with full-time attitude rather than going full-time with part-time attitude. Makes a lot of sense, right? I know a lot of people in MMM who were able to build a huge team without quitting their jobs. It's just a matter of time management. This is also ideal for people who can't really let go of their full-time jobs or business, but still wants to pursue the journey with MMM. And as we mentioned in our previous episodes, it is still better to have a second source of income because we can really tell if all the time MMM will be in good shape. Sometimes you run into challenges, so at least if you have a job or a business, you will not panic at all. The second question I received was, is it really a need to enroll in a guider school? Well, It depends on your situation. Enrolling in a guider school doesn't give you the advantages. Because honestly speaking, and based from my experience, a guider also will give you a lot of responsibilities. Just like what Spider-Man said in his movie, with great power comes with great responsibility. But don't get me wrong, I am not trying to discourage you in any way. In fact, if you want to learn more about MMM and deeply understand how the system works, you should be in the guider school. From there, you will know the history behind MMM, the founder itself, and why MMM is still there, standing strong despite of all the odds. You will also learn some basic strategies, how you can introduce the community to the people around you. Do you want to leverage your effort and save more time? If yes, convince your team to join the guider school. By doing so, you will save yourself valuable time of teaching the majority of your teammates. I hope I was able to answer those two questions, or those two important questions, so that you'll be able to decide what's the best thing to do when you face the same situation. That's it for this week. See you again next week. This is Emil saying, always remember that everything that I said in this video is just my opinion. Have a great day and bye-bye.
And that ends our MNC edition for this week. Shout out to our MMM Republic of South Africa community for their upcoming municipal election tomorrow, August 3. May it be peaceful and may you all vote wisely. I'm Mark, wishing you another great week ahead. Always remember, together we change the world.